It's the final week of the regular season.
That's what we've been doing all night. Hey, stop the ship.
And while some teams are already in the playoffs, others are left with work to do. A win could keep the year going, while a loss may mean off-season workouts start on Monday. We wrap the regular season on the Friday Night Blitz.
This is Action Sports Jack's Friday Night Blitz, sponsored by Whataburger, just like you like it.
Welcome to the regular season finale of the Friday Night Blitz. We're ready, we're checking, we're making sure we're running around, we're wet. Well,
not too bad,
actually that bad.
It's not bad.
Yeah. Hey, RPI.
Yep.
Not the college.
Rating
Rensselaer
Points
Polytech
Index.
Institute.
It's RPI
Yeah,
Institute?
that's Troy, New York. RPI, Rensselaer Polytech Institute.
Yeah,
so if your SATs are good, you should go to RPI because it's a very good school.
Okay.
But instead, this is a complicated mathematical formula. Every game does, in fact, matter for our area teams. And for some teams, it came down to not only winning their game, but watching other results from around the state.
Yeah, that's exactly it, because sometimes winning just isn't enough, right? You need the teams you played earlier in the year to win as well. We won't know for sure exactly who made the postseason until Sunday afternoon. That's when the FHSAA reveals the rankings. But in the meanwhile, you got to do the best thing you can do, and that is win.
All you got to do is win, win, win.
Yeah. Our game of the week, by the way.
Is it a secret formula, by the way? Do we know the formula? Because you usually can crunch the numbers.
I could crunch the old formula. This one involves your opponent's winning percentage and your opponent's winning percentage. I feel like you could crunch these numbers, but no, I don't want to.
They told me outside that Oakleaf said that we haven't beat them in so many years. I don't keep up with that. They've been talking trash and bragging all week. How are we going to handle that? Get them in the mouth.
That's one final Friday night for some teams like Fleming Island fighting for their playoff lives with still an outside chance to get in, but, well, they still have to try to do that. Friday Night Blitz game of the week, Fleming Island and Oakleaf. Really odd to see both of these teams potentially out of the postseason because historically they've been fantastic.
The game of the week, sponsored by Whataburger.
Fleming Island hosting Oakleaf, that Clay County clash. The first play from scrimmage, well, it's a turnover. Akeem Neal going to scoop up the fumble. Knights with the ball at the Fleming Island 20-yard line. Golden Eagles, though, get it right back. Fourth down, Oakleaf back to pass. Jace Edwards there to receive, but he's on the wrong team. That's an interception. Edwards on defense. How about Edwards on offense? He'll finish the job on the other side of the ball, diving over the goal for a short touchdown, giving the Fleming Island team an early touchdown. Back come the Knights. Carlos Witherup plowing in from short distance. The Knights take a 7-6 lead. This one went back and forth. Final score, 49-34. Let's hear from Coach Damon Springs after the game.
I think our guys came out and played well. I mean, we had a great game plan from our coordinators. The game was on the line. We had some key players step up and stick it in. We knew we had to get it in, try to score every time because Oakleaf been scoring probably about 40 points a game. So our defense was really, stopped them a couple times, and our offense put the ball up. I think we scored the most tonight we ever scored all year. When it counted, they showed up.
That's a big one out there in Clay County, and it looks like Fleming Island will be on the outside looking into the postseason. But they did what they had to do. They took care of business tonight. Probably just didn't get enough help. Yeah,
you got to win, and then you got to hope for a bunch if you're in that sort of situation.
But how about some big-time matchups today? 8-1 Buchholz, 8-1 Bartram Trail. That's pretty good, right? Meanwhile, well, Bartram Trail got behind early because Buchholz was running into the end zone in the first quarter. So they got off to the good start. Then in a blur of a moment, well, how about Lathan Biddle for a big run? Just gets caught before scoring. It was really probably the camera work instead of the blur of the run. No problem for the Bears, though. Eli Sutherland pushes the pile. I don't see number 80 running out of the Wildcat very often in football, but when you're number 80, you can push the pile. 7-7 game. Back comes Buchholz, though. Creed Whittemore, they are very good there at Buchholz this year. The Bobcats, he fooled everyone. Keeps it, beats everyone in the end zone. 28-13. Buchholz wins, gets its 9th win of the season.
How about Baker County and Baldwin both in their respective classes? Some next-door neighbors facing off. Wildcats threatening early, but Hagan McQuaid in the D-line standing tall with a big stop right there in the middle. Get excited. That, however, would only stall the Baker County attack, not stop it, because Larry Worth spins off a tackle. He'll walk in for 6. It worked so well the first time, why not? Let's do it again. Cats back on the doorstep and back handing it to Worth. He'll finish it off 49-21. Baker County gets the win. Playoffs next week for both teams.
That tells you everything you need to know about tonight right there.
Waves of rain.
Night. Felt like it could have been worse, like you mentioned. Creekside and Ponte Vedra. This is second quarter action. Well, Creekside snuffs out the fake punt. Adrian Hernandez in on the play there, number 17. Now more defense. Jacob Denny, the quarterback, looking to make something happen before the half. Well, that's Nick Grieco with the sack for Ponte Vedra, big number 73. So Creekside was forced to punt, and you never know with special teams in the rain, and Creekside had some problems on special teams tonight. I snap, then watch, try to make something out of nothing, and then boom, there goes the football.
Jeez.
Sam Soares gets it for the Sharks. Now, in the end, those are fixable mistakes going into the postseason because Creekside wins 23-19.
All right, so we talk about the insanity and
this
how
is a
tough
fancy
the
graphic.
RPI is. So you see those top 4 teams. You got Buchholz, Spruce Creek, Niceville, Fletcher. They are all in Region 1 of 7A. That's the example we're showing here with just how wacky and wild and crazy it can get by the end of the night. Ponte Vedra, you just showed them falling against the Creekside Knights. They had an outside chance.
Need a lot of help, right?
Simply because of look how close it is from that 8 spot of Navarre, 5.530 down to 0.507. So really, you need to be in that 5 to 8 if you want to be one of these at-large teams, and that involved quite a few of our local teams. You have Nice, Atlantic Coast, and Fleming Island in our game of the week against Oakley. We'll get back to them in just a bit, but let's talk about Atlantic Coast, shall we? In that 7-hole, University Christian making things difficult for them. Stingrays win. They should be in good shape. Well, it helps when you've got Fats.
Fats Walker, 99 yards.
Arthur Fats Walker. Yeah, 99 yards. That's not bad. That'll work, right? As he takes it 99 yards. A little later, Walker, again, just threw over the defense. That's another touchdown. UC would answer. Allen Woods, his short run up the middle for 6. Point after is no good, though. 21-14 UC. Stingrays, Jacob Corley to Daniel Dawson. He's got blocking. He's got daylight at night. And there he goes for the touchdown. Ties it up at 21. Less than a minute to go. Walker, handoff. That is all she wrote. Around the end, another touchdown and a huge 28-21 victory for Atlantic Coast. That pretty much secures their spot in the postseason. UC, they're fine. They're possibly going to be the number 1 seed, by the way, over Trinity in 2A. But Atlantic Coast is going to play in the postseason. Let's hear from their head coach.
This is my first cycle since I've been head coach to see them go from 9th and 10th graders to now seniors, and it's all about their maturation process. It's easy in high school sports for kids to get down on themselves when you're down in the hole 14 points, but they responded, and that's all about dealing with sports and life, just dealing with adversity and responding to it.
Might be the best mullet for a head coach in the area. Mike Montemayor.
He's a pretty good head coach, too.
Might be the only one, too. Familiar sight across the area. You saw the rain. NFEI had an outside shot at a playoff spot, but they needed an upset. Eagles scoreless when Denali Worse finds some space. Big first down there. But a couple plays later, whoopsie-daisy, never quite getting it to the QB. The Royals' Elliot Jamison recovers. That turns into points. Denari Bennett for the first academy out of Orlando. He'll be the first on the scoreboard. Makes it 7-0. More offense from the home team. Darian Gray weaving through some traffic for a big pickup for NFEI, but it is not enough as they fall 35-6.
So as for our local 5A teams, it's going to be tight, right? Raids and Baker County in as district champs. Ed White safe as well in the 5 spot. Then Bishop Kenny at 7, Parker at 8, and Clay at 9. Only 2 of those 3 can get in. Parker off this week. Nothing they can do at this point. As for the other 2, though, the Crusaders taking the short drive down Atlantic to rival Episcopal, another bubble team, trying to get to 7-2 after a tough couple of years. Crusaders up 14-0 in the second. Quarterback James Reesar.
2 years.
Will extend the lead another 6 points as he keeps it for a Bishop Kenny touchdown. Still in the second, Crusaders at the 2-yard line. Reesor will hand it off to Baylor Newsome. What a pick six in this game as well. Also scores on the offensive side. Crusaders up 28-0. Eagles with the ball with a couple minutes to go, and they're looking for something to happen. But Christopher Cruz right there. So Bishop Kenny gets it done on offense and defense in a big-time way. 35-14. You'd think that punches their ticket to the postseason with a W.
You would expect so. So Clay Blue Devils, we showed them in that 9-spot outside looking in. All they can do is beat Orange Park and then hope for the best. Clay defense all over the field. They stopped JoJo Restall for a small gain there. Later on in the drive, Tavian Wilkerson looking deep, only to get picked off. Jonathan Rao coming out of nowhere gets the interception. Clay, a team that needed some help. They get the win over Orange Park. We'll see what happens with everything else. Another team that needed some help, St. Augustine. Coach Brian Braddock's squad, they get a win, and now they wait.
It all depends on the opponent's winning percentage and the opponents with records. Because based off of last week's metrics on those two, we would pass them. But again, I got to look at what all their opponents did. It's kind of an awful situation.
Yeah, well, they've ordered pizza and they're watching the other games, and they got the calculators out in St. Augustine. Terrific season. They lost 3 tight games against good teams, and they might not get in. Class 6A is so difficult. We just had Coach Braddock on the Blitz Scoreboard Show on ESPN 690. We do that from 9 until 10:30. We show you live video. We talk with Kevin Sullivan, the Hall of Fame coach, and we have coaches call in. A couple more weeks of the Blitz Scoreboard Show, 9 o'clock on Friday nights preceding the Friday Night Blitz.
Some playoff editions.
Playoff editions coming up.
I like to see it. Hey, more to come, including a team that needs a win to stay in the hunt for the playoffs. A pretty common trend here tonight, right?
Plus our final installment of Making of a Program, which has been awesome all year. The Tokoy Creek Toros. What's next? That's next.
Hi, I'm Tim Scott, the Assistant Athletic Director here at Wolfson High School, and you're watching Friday Night Blitz.
We're the Creekside Knights, and this is the Friday Night Blitz.
King of St. John's, baby.
Crown the Kings.
The Coach of the Week, sponsored by Whataburger.
And a big shout out to Daminium Springs from Fleming Island, our Coach of the Week. They get the win over Oakleaf. Welcome back to the Friday Night Blitz. A big congrats to all our Coach of the Week honorees throughout the season. We'll be naming a Coach of the Year, by the way, in our annual Blitzies award show in a few weeks.
Before we get to the Blitzies, we still have a whole lot more ball to play and more bubble teams to get to and playoffs as well. Like West Nassau, they need some help to slide into the 4A playoffs. It starts by winning tonight at Ridgeview. Brady Wright, hello Wright family, finds Prentice Davis for the touchdown, and that's a good start. Then a little bit later on, Ben Gardner, after some celebration, rolls out for Ridgeview. Escapes some Warriors, gets hit on the play, hangs in there, gets the completion. But in the end, West Nassau would win this game 42-15. Ridgeview started pretty well. West Nassau finished strong, though, with some defense, and they put up 42 on the board. 42-15 win for the Warriors.
Well, let's hear it for the fans. Stick it out in the weather for a big local rivalry game. Sure, the records on the field might not be terrific, but you know what? A win for either Stanton or Paxton tonight makes the season. Forget every other game. You win the Brain Bowl, and you've got 365-day bragging rights. Let's check it out. Brain Bowl taking place on the Blue Devils' home field this year. Paxton looking to spoil that game at home. And here's not how you want to start the rivalry game at home. Blue Devils with the kickoff. Paxton freshman Kenyon Gardner picks it up, dodges tackles, and still going.
Wow. Nice run.
Still going. Only the kicker.
I think that's why they didn't kick it deep.
Yeah, and yet this is what happened. Golden Eagles score on the opening kickoff. Still in the first. QB Jonathan Rentrope. He'll hand it off to Gardner. And Gardner turns on the Jets again, this time down the right sideline, practically all by himself by the time he gets to midfield. And he's gone again. That's 2 really long touchdowns right there. Back-to-back makes it 14-0. Golden Eagles. Rentrope tossed to his wide receiver, Caden Morris, and there he goes. Paxton all over the Blue Devils. They would be up 26-7 before the second. So Golden Eagles rocking and rolling. How about a final tune-up for both Ed White and Riverside before the postseason? 1-possession game till the 4th. After a fumble recovery, the Generals give it to Alvin Gibson. Second effort at the goal line, gets it across the line for 6. Touchdown Riverside. Commanders go to the ground game as well, but The ball squirts out. It was a little misty out there at this point. Messiah Wells falls on it for the home team. They turn that into points as well. Kale Zera throwing it up to Jaheim Singletary there to haul it in. Great on defense, and yeah, he can do some things on offense as well. Riverside wins at 28-14. O.J. Small can turn his attention to the postseason.
The kids came out, played hard. We started off a little slow, but we bounced back that second half, played with a lot more energy. We had to protect the backyard. We know we're about to get ready to head to the playoffs. We just have trying to have fun and trying to go out there and go get what's out there for us.
Englewood at Wolfson, Wolfpack coming in there trying to get a W. Englewood trying to get to 500. Tyler Terry for Wolfson gets a handoff, goes around the end, heads, toward the end zone, pursued by a herd of Rams. Is that what it is? We always wonder these questions. He's brought down finally. Rams defense holds, stays scoreless. Englewood up now. Bernard McClendon the ball. And there he goes. Gets in the open field. That's all he needs. Outruns everybody. Even a look back to make sure he's good. Rams up 8-0 in the first. The Rams again, second quarter. Amori Hampton. Woo-hoo! Did you see that? Was that one-handed? That was one-handed with the left hand, I think. What a catch. Put it down for the play of the week. A few plays later, penalties push Englewood back, no big deal. Hampton makes another catch in coverage, this time in the end zone. All Rams, they finish at 500 for the first time in 15 years. Sometimes the great stories doesn't mean making the playoffs. 46-0 win over Wolfson.
Group of Rams, by the way, a herd, possibly also a flock or a mob.
Very good.
A mob of Rams.
What do we do before Google?
I don't know. It's amazing to have that in your pocket, right? A couple SSAC playoff games on the docket tonight. Eaglesview in a state semifinal. They fall 36-18. Great season for Eaglesview. More on one of their players in just a second. And Cedar Creek ends their season with a win over Harvest Community. That's the championship game of the AA bracket in the SSAC playoffs. One team not playing tonight, tentatively hoping to play on Tuesday, the Tokoy Creek Toros, who are scheduled to face off against Menendez. As we wrap up our Making of a Program series for 2021, it took a few months into the season, but the moment the Toros were finally waiting for arrived last Friday, a home game on campus at Tokoy Creek.
Welcome to your community pep rally for TCHL. Boy, we've been waiting a long time to do this. We certainly hope you guys enjoy yourselves. We are ready to put on a show tonight. TCHL, go!
A new experience for the fans and for the team that finally had a chance to say they were home.
I don't think there's any need to get you. I need to talk to you about getting fired up. You got those. You got your buddies out there. You got the students. You got everybody here in the community come to see us. Okay, we have gotten better. Let's show them how much better we have gotten. Is that understood? It's time to go. It is time to go.
Make this one count.
Let's go.
Make it count. Don't get this chance ever in our life.
The night included a running of the bulls. And just like that,
1, 2, 3, here's one.
the Toros were off and running.
Enjoyed that all year. It was fun getting a behind-the-scenes look, and if you missed any of our installments of Making of a Program, you can check it out. The behind-the-scenes look at the Toros building their program from scratch is on our Action Sports Jacks YouTube page. I'm actually going to take all the chapters, put them together for you. Make it one nice long version that you can check out.
Good work by Weber here, but thanks to everybody down at Tokoy Creek for helping make it happen too. Fort White and Bradford both playoff bound, meeting up in Stark to tune up. Careful how fast you're driving Stark, right? First quarter, Cahill Cummings around and in for the touchdown. 6-0 Bradford leading the 5-3 Indians. Still the first similar looking play, just changed the jersey number. This time it's Manny Colby finding the red paint. 13-0 Bradford at halftime. First play from scrimmage in the second half, and well, it'd be that jersey number again. Colby breaking off a long one. The transfer from Union County can run it all the way 80 yards, 33-6. Bradford gets it done.
Some Thursday night football, including Nice likely locking up their playoff spot. Panthers up 7-0 to Leap Golfin. Looking to keep it that way. He is in for 6 more. Then the Nice defense getting involved too. Gotta hate that cannon. That one caught me off guard. Tip drill for Zach Harmon.
Everybody
That's an
hates the cannon.
INT. Leads to another Golfin score. I just forgot they have one there. I didn't forget after that. All Panthers 39-0.
Fletcher already in. Mandarin looking to end the year on a high note and beat the Senators. Good start. Rodney Tisdale hits Ryan Putz in the end zone on the low pass to get the scoring started. Back come the Senators. Antoine Belgrave, shorter. The pick, and away he goes for 6. Got the tip drill working. Mandarin, though, will come out on top 26-20. Fletcher's going to the playoffs as district champs.
Regular season finale at Sandalwood, Saints and First Coast. And after a Bucks turnover, Jordan Bean runs it in for the short touchdown early. Can we call him Mr. Bean? I love Mr. Bean.
That's good.
So good. Next offensive possession for the Saints, Chris Calhoun headed to UConn, sidestepping some defenders on the way to the end zone. 12-0 in the first, 33-14 final Sandalwood.
Trinity with one final test before the playoff run starts in 2A for them this year at Tallahassee Lincoln. Easy enough drive for Mike Norvell to check this one out. Hey, you could use some of that talent and tally. Early on, not a lot going on for either side. Colin Hurley throws a screen to Trayon Webb. Pick up a 25, but no points. Conquerors down 3-0 now. 7 seconds left in the first half. Lincoln's Perry Fisher down the sideline. Juwan Petway's got it. Trinity falls 19-6. New season, though, for them, and the real season starts next week.
The Player of the Week, sponsored by Whataburger.
Jalen Hunter.
Jalen Hunter from Eagles View saw their season come to an end, but he had a fantastic year. Get ready to vote. ActionNewsJax.com. Coming up until 11:30 on Monday, we'll have 4 nominees. Send them in.
How about your play of the week? Arthur Fatswalker, 99-yard touchdown run. Sorry, Jags fans. This is giving you nightmares to see a 99-yard touchdown run.
The crazy thing here, Stuart, is this guy can really run over people, but he showed a bunch of agility and speed in this game.
Yeah, and he scored the game winner, too, the go-ahead winner with less than a minute to go. 28-21, huge win for Atlantic Coast. Congrats to Coach Mike Montemayor and the Stingrays.
Yeah, Buffalo and Jags coming up on Sunday. We'll have full coverage, of course, of that. But we're not done here on the Blitz. We have 11:20. We'll have some more from that Oakleaf and Fleming game, which, of course, was our Friday Night Blitz game of the week. Let's leave you with the Riverside Band, our Band of the Week. They're going to the playoffs. Could be Columbia and Riverside in the opening round. We'll see.
For the 1,000th time. Oh, of course.
But everything's about to shake out on Sunday with all the playoff announcements. Have a good night. We'll see you in just a few on CBS and Fox.
Thanks for watching Action Sports Jax Friday Night Blitz, sponsored by Whataburger, just like you like it.